Hey there, men. Mike Yarbrough of Wolf and Iron here. Welcome back to another episode of a Truck Talk Thursday. Happy Truck Talk Thursday to all of you guys who are listening out there. And if it's your first time tuning in to maybe Wolf and Iron, the podcast, and you're thinking, what am I listening to? This guy's just driving around in his truck? Yeah, kind of. On Thursdays, I like to talk to you guys about whatever happens to be on my mind, usually related to something that's happening in my life, entrepreneurship or some kind of thing like that. But today I'm actually going to be talking about overcoming apathy and really kind of the three categories or three areas that you need to focus on to overcome apathy. But before I do that, I want to welcome all the new guys, and I want to say to you, a great place to get plugged into what Wolf and Iron has going on to help you heed the high call that's on your life is just to head over to our Facebook group. We've got a free group out there. You can get there by going to wolfandiron.com/thegroup, and that'll take you over to our Facebook page. If you're not a member, there'll be some questions for you to answer there. And we keep the caliber of conversations high over there because we keep the caliber of men in the group high. So go over there, check in, introduce yourself, become a member, and just see some of the great conversations that are taking place by the guys already over there. And be sure to talk about this episode as well. This is a great one for the books. Apathy. Now, the way I think about it is more of this. It's not a choosing not to do things. That's not really apathy or not an apathetic attitude. Apathy is really this indifference. Sometimes unknowingly indifferent about things. And I like to think about it like this. It's a place in your life where your strength and your intelligence and your creativity and all the things that make you you as a man are needed. And yet you just don't seem to have a drive or a care. You got a lot of not giving a damn about life in some areas. And that's apathy. And it's a shame. Whenever you see a man in apathy, you really see someone who's abdicating his responsibilities in life. Sometimes we see this with men who don't want to father their children, or men who don't manage their finances well, or men who don't put any time into their marriage or go to the gym. It's easier to see it in other people, but we can certainly see it in ourselves as well. And I think there are three categories or three areas where we can focus on to help get our minds right, get our bodies right, and get our spiritual side right. Now, getting our minds right, we got to understand this. Apathy is not cool. It is a lazy state of being. Okay, it is not an active state of being. It's simply checking out of life. And I think one of the ways that we can get our minds right on this is to really begin to think about the incredible gift that we have to live, to be alive, to have influence, to do things, to be our best selves, or to help people be their best selves. In other words, to be a giver instead of a taker. Now, some of the ways we can get our minds wrapped around this is listening to podcasts. We get inspired. That's important. Reading books, especially from famous men of history. You read about some of the guys like Theodore Roosevelt. I mean, I'm telling you what, guys. Pick up any of the books on Theodore Roosevelt and read those and try not to be inspired. Because by the time the guy was like 15 years old, he had probably seen more and done more than the majority of people alive today. And he still had a whole lifetime to go. So read some books, listen to podcasts, start to understand that there's so much more opportunity than you're probably giving yourself credit for. Now you might be thinking, well, listen, Mike, I want to get my mind right about this, but I don't have the strength to bring to a relationship, or I don't have the mental fortitude to manage my life in certain ways. I certainly am not inspiring to other people. Well, the cool thing is, and this is part of getting your mind right, is that these are the things you get to be. You might not be there yet. That's okay. We all start out somewhere. I certainly didn't start out like ready to record podcasts and do what I do, lead people, and so many other things. But these are things that we grow into. And a lot of that can start actually and the next phase, and that is the physical side of things. Now, we live in an age where low testosterone is abundant. I mean, I would venture to say if you are a man, anywhere from 25 and up, you have low testosterone as compared to your ancestors. We don't get sunlight like we used to. We don't do physical work like we used to. And, sorry, police cars coming by, and we'll let them over. We're not only apathetic, but we're just lazy. And a lot of it is that society has caused us to be this way. Well, let me take that back. That's a defeatist and a helpless attitude. Society hasn't caused us to be that way. Society and our culture as it is has given us the opportunity to be lazy and made it easy to be lazy in a lot of ways. We don't eat the way we should. And so many other things. So you guys know this. And so we just have low testosterone. And for guys, testosterone is that driving force that kind of gives us this energy to say, yes, I want to go out and tackle the world. I believe in things. I'm passionate about things. Things matter to me. And when you have low T, guys, you don't feel that way. And for me, I've had low testosterone since I was about 26. And it's something I've been battling ever since then. I found out about it because I went to the doctor basically telling him, hey, look, I know I'm a young guy, but I think I have low testosterone. He said, no, we don't think so. Young guy, in good health as compared to other Americans, I guess. And we did a test, and I was just right at the bottom end of what was acceptable, like 220, 230, something like that. Anyhow, low testosterone. I had to basically beg to be put on testosterone supplementation. He finally did, and I'll tell you guys, in like 2 weeks, I was like a new man. I don't remember ever feeling that way. Like, I don't remember ever having passion and excitement and libido and stuff like I had when I got on some testosterone. So I knew that was part of the issue. And it was also very apparent to me that a lot of the manly drive and the passion and the energy, the vim, the vigor, the vitality that a man ought to have was really just hormone related. So maybe I'll do another podcast on getting testosterone where it needs to be down the road. But for now, I just want you guys to understand that testosterone is huge, guys. It's huge for us. And it's so much lower than it ought to be. So here's a couple of things that you can do to bump up your testosterone, just really quickly. One, cut out sugar from your diet. 100%. Get off of all the diet crap that you might be on, diet drinks, diet sodas, all that chemical-laden junk. Get all the junk food out of your life. Cut out sugar. Get some vitamin D, okay? If you have to get it in supplemental form, do some drops, that's fine. But the best thing is just to go hang out in the sunshine for a while. Lift heavy things and put them back down. So when you're going to the gym, don't go there to try and, shed the pounds. Go there to just lift some crap. Go find the thing that's twice as heavy as what you would normally lift. Warm up to it, of course, but you want to be lifting that stuff. You want to get a good 2 to 3 reps in max until you're like, I'm burnt. I can't do it anymore. Take a minute and a half, 2 minute, 3 minute break, whatever you got to take, and then go back for some more. Especially in the legs, guys. Working out the legs, big testosterone boost. But there are physical things that you can do. Challenge yourself. Get around guys who challenge themselves. Hang out with men more. Okay, so I wasn't going to go into a list here of all the things you can do, but there are physical things that you can do. They're going to help boost your testosterone. It's going to boost your energy level. And it's going to keep you from being an apathetic slug. Now, last but not least, the spiritual side of things. Guys, I want you to understand that, God created us for a purpose. Now think about that for a moment. God, the creator of all things, made it so that you and I could exist. And he doesn't do that haphazardly. It wasn't an accident that you and I are here. We have an opportunity, actually we have an obligation, I believe, to live our lives out in a way that honors that says to God, hey, I know what you've done. I have some understanding that you actually care about me and that you created me for a reason. Let me go and be the best that I can be. right? I mean, we're talking about serious universal truths here. If you can get your mind around that, if you can get your heart around that, guys, I think it'll change how you see life. I think it'll change how you see your time here on this earth. And I think it'll make you more appreciative of the time that you have, and more appreciative of the opportunities that are around you. The things that seem small and inconsequential, that you are rather indifferent about, can actually be an area where you're needed, and where you're put in a particular place to have a particular impact, because you have a particular personality, particular skills. You get what I'm saying? So just to recap on that, guys, get your mind right, be inspired by other men, get right physically, especially focusing on your testosterone to overcome apathy. So go to the gym, work out, lift heavy things, get out in the sunshine, kill the sugar in your diet, and then spend some time being grateful to God for creating you, and just thinking about the seriousness of the charge to have a high call in your life. All right, fellas, that's all I got for today. Love to hear your feedback on this. Talk to you later.